What's up? What's up?
What's good, everybody? Hope everyone's doing amazing today. I got my
Yes,
brother
sir.
Connor and my boy Deon up here today. We're gonna be getting into some fucking talks about sales, Colombia, all of it.
Yes, sir. And thank you as well, shirtless closer Joey, for letting us use this platform. You guys already know when we're on here at Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 7 p.m. EST. We're usually just on Instagram, and it looks like we're just live on the app. But Joey said, "Hey, come on, let's be professional now." Join the StreamYard. So I hope it looks better now, and I appreciate everyone that's going to be joining us today. As you guys know, the way that we run it on the closer control side, I'll have Joey intro because it's kind of like it is his platform too. But pretty much we do this every single Thursday at 4 p.m. PST, 7 p.m. EST, and we bring on live clients that are using our platform, Closer Control, a CRM software for wholesalers going direct to seller. We bring on other operators. We bring on other service people in the real estate space. But we're very filtered on who we bring on. So when you guys see us at this time on Thursdays, just know that the people that are on this live and on this call with me and Deon, they're vetted out, and they simply make money, and they get deals done. So that's it from my side, Joey. I'll let you intro, and then we'll let Deon lead us.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Make sure you click the go live on Instagram too on the app, not on the fucking server here. You have to like do it a second step. It's stupid. But yeah, guys,
Okay.
I'm if those of you guys that don't know me, I'm out here in Medellin, Colombia. I've been out here for the last 2 years, originally from New Jersey. And I've been wholesaling for the last 6 years, guys. So any help you guys ever need wholesaling wise, I definitely could bring some value for you. And just I'm just here to give help and provide as much value as we ever can. So let's get into this.
Okay, so I got to go live on here right now. Okay,
Yeah, just
I might
on
be
on the
live.
actual
There you go.
app. There we go.
I think I'm live. I'm gonna check this really quickly.
Yeah, let me check on my end too.
Yep, I see myself live.
Oh
All
yeah.
right, wonderful, cool. Dion, lead us.
Can you guys hear me? Check.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's go. Thank you so much, Joy, for hopping on this with us. Obviously, as Connor said,
Dion,
we
it's
bring in.
the audio is a little muffled.
Okay, is it better now?
There
Way
you go.
better.
Boom.
Okay, perfect. As Connor said, every Thursday we bring in live guests for the podcast, Connor Rueca show. Obviously, during this time we bring in actual wholesalers who know what exactly they're doing in the market. And today we have, obviously, you guys know Shirtless Closer, also goes by the name Joey Bibo, in the house with us. And today's topic might actually trigger certain people. So the topic for today is how to get the sellers exactly where you want them. So we're going to be talking about how exactly this is going to be done from Joey's side, not by manipulating, not by forcing, but by actually controlling the frame of the conversation. Because the reality is, the seller is always going somewhere or the other way. And the question is, are you leading or are you reacting to it? And I got the perfect guest who can explain the entire scenario for us and he can actually break it down. For those who don't know him yet, this is Joey Bibo, also known as the Shirtless Closer. Joey, could you give us a small intro about yourself to our audience so that the closer control side also gets to know who exactly you are?
Definitely. So I started off in insurance sales. Well, actually, technically in a call center before insurance sales, and just blasting out calls to tech companies. And we were just appointment setting. I was literally just meant to set appointments for these guys to go in person and go sell their tech software. So then I got into insurance sales, did that for a couple of years, and just it sucked. It was terrible. It was miserable. Didn't have leads. We didn't have systems. We didn't have processes. All we had was our friends and our family. So I would have to try to sell everybody I knew and my mother, literally, life insurance and insurance products. And it taught me a lot about sales. I did a lot of in person, face to face sales back then. Then I learned about wholesaling. And literally, when COVID started, I fully quit. I went all into wholesaling and basically didn't, got in a couple arguments with my old boss. And I was like, I'm fucking out. Saw the money you can make on wholesaling. And I remember back then I was just trying to make one 10K check. Like that's all I wanted was just one check for fucking $10,000 to be like, all right, like we're here, we've arrived, we've done this. And we ended up, it took us 8 months to close our first deal. We ended up closing two that month, and we closed 35K in commissions. I netted 12 grand, 12,500 on those. Got my 10K check. Took another 6 months to close another deal. Had no idea what
Mm,
we were. We tried buying leads at that point or getting data. We were the cold callers back then and just failed through it. Got a little egos for a second from making that 35 G's, and just failed forward from there. And then it took probably about 3, 4 years to get real consistency, like where we wanted it to be. And then after that, we never looked back. So that's what I've been doing ever since. And now moved out to Colombia to do this fully virtual. A lot of my mentors in the past have told me that it's not possible to do it virtually. You need an in-person office. I said, fuck that. I currently have an in-person team. It's about 9 of us, and we run a completely virtual operation. So it's definitely possible with the right systems, processes, people, and leader in front of them.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Joey, for this amazing breakdown. Now, obviously, you guys all know Joey is one of the most recent guys who joined the closer control side. He's been wholesaling for quite some time. Now, let's get on to the topic at hand. Joey, is it possible to control the outcome of a conversation?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It depends on the seller. They have to be closable, meaning like they have to actually want to sell already, have made that decision. But it is 100% possible to control the outcome of any call you're on as long as there's motivation there and as long as there's a problem that needs to be solved.
Amazing. So I know Connor, you also been in the wholesaling space for quite some time. Right? Care to maybe give you a little bit of thoughts on this thing because the thing is obviously for the guys who do not know, Connor is not just a CEO for Closer Control, but on the back end he is also the minds and also he has a huge, amazing sales background. So Connor, please weigh in on this.
Yeah, I was wholesaling for around 3.5 years. The brothers pretty much finished the fourth year, but I was not in the business by then. But it's interesting because I started when I was 19, and I didn't do. I have a similar story as Joey. Like I didn't close my first deal until 7 months later, and I closed two deals the same week, and just like you, which is pretty cool. And I was 19 years old, turning 20. Like I just turned 20, and I was able to control conversations while being super young. My voice was definitely a little bit more squeaky, and also I was pretty anxious on these calls. So I really just believe like what Joey said. I don't want to iterate pretty much what he said, but yeah, they have to be open to the conversation. They have to actually want to sell. But I truly just believe if you have just like the curious tonality to help them, and you want to like actually like build a relationship with them in some type of way, like obviously you don't want to waste your time, but if you're willing to do that, you can for sure control the conversation.
100%.
Nice.
100%.
Nice. So Joey, especially when you're giving out offers, right, to a certain buyer or seller, like what exactly is the right framework you prepare them into, you know what, to basically get them to be more tailored, or let's say get them to be more onto your side, especially when it comes to accepting the numbers. Like, do you have like a certain framework which you put in into their mind or perspective?
Oh yeah, every single call. So when I make the offer, the process that we do is you're gonna hit them first with the logic. So I start off with the logic. I'm basically gonna say, for example, ARV is 200 grand here. So I'm gonna be like, look, once your house is fully fixed up, we're gonna be able to sell it for 200 grand. But to get it in that shape, we're going to have to put about 60 to 70 grand of work into it. So, and now I'm going to go into the pain point. So it's logic, pain, amplify that pain, and then you make that offer and you shut the fuck up, guys. So basically, what I would do there is, let's say, for example, they're moving down to Florida because mom's getting sick and they need to go take care of her. Let's say they live up in New Jersey, for example. So I would be like, look, so obviously you guys heard the first part with the logic. We'd have to put about 60 to 70 grand of work into the property. And I understand what you're going through where mom's getting sick. And obviously, every time that something happens with her, you're all the way up in New Jersey. You literally have to catch a flight to get down there. And I know you want to get down there quickly so that you can be there next to her and make sure she's fully good. And to do that, we'd have to be anywhere from 20 to 30 grand cash. So basically, what I do there is I'm going to Hit them with the logic, a little education at the beginning, but soft logic. I don't want to go deep into the weeds here, guys. I need my negotiation leverage because they are not accepting 20 to 30 grand almost never, right? Like in this example, for example, let's say they wanted 100 grand originally. So let's say I got to land somewhere at 40, 50K. I'm going to hit them around 20 to 30, but I'm going to make sure that they're feeling the pain in that moment, because when they feel the pain in that moment, they're going to get in an emotional state. And when they get in that emotional state, what ends up happening a lot of the times is I'm dropping their ego. And that's what we need to do is I need to make sure that I can get them out of their ego, because their ego is telling them what every realtor probably told them, oh, I can list it for 100 grand, because they want to get the fucking listing. But that doesn't mean it's going to sell at 100 grand. That house is probably going to sit on the market for 6 months, and then they're going to drop down to 90, then 80, then 70, then 60 to finally sell for 50, but they still have to pay the fucking commissions. So what I need to do in this situation, guys, is I just need to make sure that I put them in that state, but I also need to logically let them understand, like, look, like 200K might be what Zillow says, but it's not just me or you is going to have to put 60 to 70 grand of work into it to sell it at that number. So there's two options. You sell it to me and we get it cheap enough that we can make some money on it, or you sell it, you do it yourself. You go put 60 to 70 grand of work into it. And usually if it's 60 to 70 grand of work, that's a full gut renovation, guys. They're going to do that while they're living there. They're just going to go open up the fucking walls and do that? Usually not, right? So I'm going to hit them with the logic, hit them with the pain, hit them with the offer, and then silence after that offer is mandatory. Anything you say after that offer, it's basically, it sounds like you're justifying that you know your offer sucks. So that's why after the number is said, do not say a word. Just be quiet and let them respond however it is.
So when you get a pushback, right? So obviously, when you're, let's say, if the agent or maybe realtor said, you know what, the offer is worth 100K, okay, and then, but obviously the price does come down to 50K, but that's eventually when it happens, right? So
Yeah.
what exactly do you do? Give any proofs, or do you give any supporting statements for them to make it understand, hey, the 100K is never going to work. There has to be a reason why you're offering a more realistic number, right? So how do you get them to be comfortable initially onwards? Because I'm pretty sure when you say the first number, they're like, they won't believe it, right? Because they're not understanding the entire situation.
Exactly. And a lot of times after that first offer, you have to expect they're going to say no, guys. Like if you think they're going to say yes on your first offer and they say no and you get upset, you're in the wrong at this point. But let's say they say no to my offer. Like, no, Joey, I got to be at 100K. Now I go into education mode. What you don't want to do, guys, I call this going comp for comp. Comp for comp is basically like an ego battle. It's basically like if me and Connor's my seller, and I'm fucking sitting here, like I'm putting my hands up, and like he's putting his hands up. I know Connor could box, and fucking he's trying to throw at me, and I'm trying to throw at him. And we're never gonna win that battle, right? It's like Connor could box. I'm a wrestler, guys. If we went boxing for boxing, he'd probably knock me out. So I don't want to go boxing with my seller. I want to put my arm around my seller and let them see it's like it's the data versus you and me. I want to get you 100K. Like, I wish I could get you 100K. Like, my heart, guys, when I'm talking to my sellers, I hate it when I can't get them 100K, genuinely. Because, like, if I could offer everybody what they wanted and that was the reality, fuck, bro, that would be so dope. Like, everyone would be happy and we would be fucking rich as fuck, obviously, at that point. But the reality is that house needs 70 grand of work to get it to sell at 200 grand. And if we do the math, after I sell it at 200 grand, pay out real estate commissions, pay out closing costs. If they're carrying hard money, pay closing or holding costs, there's $0 to be made at 100 grand. And another thing, so this is what I'll tell the sellers, guys, is your house is meant to sell to an investor right now. If your house needs a full gut renovation, typically a lot of these houses we're dealing with that are real distressed sellers or real distressed house situations, they're not meant to go to an end buyer. And the reason why is an end buyer physically could never get a mortgage on this property as it sits right now. So for somebody to get a mortgage on it, they're going to have to put 70 grand of work into it, or we have to do that work ourselves. So what I do in that situation is I disqualify the realtor. What is a realtor's job? It is to put the house on the market, typically to get an end buyer to buy that property. Most realtors do not like listing lower end properties and lower price properties. companies. Why? Because they earn a commission. If I'm a realtor and I'm earning a commission and I make 3% on 50 grand, I'd rather make 3% on 200 grand. I don't know about you guys. So
Yep.
what I'm going to try to do as a realtor is they're going to run their comps. They're going to see 200K's ARV. They are not investors. So they don't understand that, like, they might genuinely think that that house is going to sell for 100K because they're like, oh, well, 70 grand of work. Let me just discount that 100 grand. But the reality of that situation, and this is what I'll go into with the sellers, we'll bring it back to the negotiation really quick, guys, is you are not, you go list that house with the realtor, this is going to be your reality. It's going to go sit on the market for those 6 months. If you look at every house in your condition that's sold, they've all sold around 30 to 50 grand, depending on how bad it really was. So you can go with the realtor, you're going to have to pay them commissions, and it's still going to sell to the investor. So I basically just educate them on how it needs to go to an investor in their situation if they're going to sell it, unless they have the means to fix it up themselves. If they have the means, maybe it's a secondary house, they're investors, they have money, yeah, go fix up the house, right? But like your average homeowner, we're not usually always dealing with investors. We have to show them that it's just educating them at this point, right? It's just understanding it's always going to be a balance between logic and pain in the entire negotiation. But at this point of the conversation, I need to disqualify that realtor. I need to get that offer off the table. Same thing if they have other investors that offered them 100K. Or 80K. I'm gonna be like 80K plus 70K is what? 160 plus they have to pay holding costs, closing costs, everything. They physically cannot make money there. So they're not going to be able to close. So I'll disqualify every person I have in my path as long as it's reasonable to do that. Like if they're offering 40K and it's the local investor offering 40K and they walk the house already, I'm like, take your 40K. Like that is the best offer you're going to get. But usually that's not the case. Most homeowners do not have that local investor connection at their fucking house. That's like very unrealistic. So it's usually I'm fighting against a realtor or I'm fighting against an idiot wholesaler that doesn't know their numbers. So I'll disqualify them and I'll actually educate the seller. And then it just matters. This is why I said like it depends if they're closable. They might need time to get off that 100K, and I can use the best negotiation tricks in the world. I can freaking make them feel the pain. I can hit them with the best logic in the world. And sometimes if they haven't made that decision yet that they are ready to let it go, it doesn't matter what I say, they're going to stick at that 100. But if they really need to get this done and there is a real need, I can get them from 100 to fucking 30. Not every time, but a lot of the times when there is that true need, and you do that by balancing the two, the emotion and the logic.
The same way that you're explaining it to us, is that how you're saying it to the seller as well, with the same demeanor, this confidence? Or do you have like a specific way of sharing this type of insight?
Like typically I'm going to ease my way into it throughout the negotiation, but like I basically will say it almost exactly how I just said it to you guys. Like I
Yeah.
want to keep it not as wordy. I'm obviously trying to explain everything to you guys so you could get the knowledge on the back end of it too. But typically, like let's say for example, you're like, oh, my realtor said I could sell it for 100K. I'd be like, okay, well, just being honest with you, that property literally needs 60 to 70 grand of work. And it's not that I want to put the work into it. It's that if you look at everything else that is sold on the market, it's all selling. That ones that sold around 200K, they are done to the nines. And you have old electrical, old HVAC, old plumbing. Those things have to go. It's past 30 years. They're not going to pass an inspection. So your realtor's telling you they could sell it at 100 grand, but it's going to need to sell to an investor. So you're probably going to have to sell it to someone like me. And to get that done, any of us are going to have to be closer to that 30 grand. So how close do you think you could get to that number? And then basically what I did right there is I hit them with the logic. I didn't move up from my number yet. Remember, I started 20 to 30. If they say, obviously, if they're like 100, I'm not going to say 20 again. They already heard it. They said that that's a no. But I'm going to stick at my 30. And this is from Never Split the Difference, guys. You need to know your negotiation pieces before you come up in price. Price is the last thing that you negotiate with. Where everyone fucks up is that same negotiation. They'll be like, well, I can't do 30. I could do 40. Could you do 40? They're like, no. Okay, 50? No. And it's like, you sound like a fucking auctioneer. You have to come up with, we have to disqualify things first because it has to make sense for them. but no one's gonna logically sell their house for 30 cents on the dollar, 50 cents on the dollar. We also have to get them in that emotional state. So that's why I say we balance the two. But first, I need to get that fucking offer out of their head and be like, 100K, there's no way you are getting 100K. This is why. How close could we get to that 30 grand? Like, I want to get this done for you. I understand what you're going through. The only way to get this done quick is you're going to have to come down close to that number. Where could we be? And then I'm going to slowly get them down.
That's so interesting. I've actually never heard anyone talk about disqualifying not only the actual seller, because a lot of us like it's good to disqualify the seller, but also disqualify the other parties that are talking to the seller. I've heard people like talk down on them or say like pretty much kind of like what you're saying, but I feel like you're like a little bit more calculated and you're kind of being like that friendly investor that is right next to them. But the way that you're explaining it, you are literally disqualifying the other people that are involved. And that's like, that literally brings you authority instantly.
Yeah. 100%, dude. And it's basically like, I'd never do it in an ugly way where I'm going to talk shit on the people, right? I'm not going to be like, oh, well, these guys are fucking idiots. I don't know why they would ever say that. Like, that's so negative, and that's not going to make my seller want to do business with me. But what I do is like, I'm going to burn the boats with everyone else that's in my competition. And as long as it's reasonable, right? Like, as I said, if it's a fucking investor that is a real local investor, you go take that. And they're like, oh, they get closed in 7 days. I'm like, why have you not taken that offer yet? Like, if you were my, and I always say, if you were my mother, I would tell her to take that offer 10 out of 10 times. And then they understand.
You like, I was just going to say, you respectfully scorch the earth. That's what we call it over here. Like, you scorch the earth, you scorch the agent, or you scorch the other wholesaler. But I feel like you respectfully do it. And that definitely, that's why the sellers come closer to you. Are you also telling them that you're wholesaling, or what's the framing for you?
If they ask 110%, if they don't ask, the language I use is that we have financial partners that fund all of our deals. And typically we have 4 to 5 main ones we work with. And if they don't work out, we're going to list it on the MLS or send it out to the masses. And we're going to find someone that's going to fund this deal with us.
Nice.
Because that's literally what wholesaling is. I'm literally finding a financial partner to take my equitable interest in the contract and assigning that interest over to them for a profit. Like, that's the definition of what we do. But the word wholesaler, sometimes if I'm like, yeah, this is Joey, I'm a wholesaler. First of all, they might not know what that is. So that's going to cause instant confusion, or they do know what it is. And usually if they do know what it is, it's because they probably dealt with a bad one and they're not going to want to do business. Unless I'm fully honest. I mean, I've had people that know I wholesale it a lot of times, and they'll do the deal with me, but that comes from the confidence of me being like, no, I'm getting this deal done. I know the numbers. Everything makes sense.
When I used to wholesale, I would say that I was in the market when I really wasn't. We were always virtually wholesaling. What are you saying? Because you're in Colombia. I know a good amount of your team's in Colombia. Are you guys taking advantage of being in Colombia, or are you guys just not even saying anything?
If they ask, I'm in Colombia. Like, if they get scared, I'm like, especially me, I speak fluent English. I'm from New Jersey. Like, it's not like they're questioning. Like, sometimes I even tell my team that isn't from the US, say where you are. Blame me. Be like, Joey is literally moved to Colombia. And like, that honesty right there, it literally builds so much more trust than when you're like, oh, no, I'm local to Milwaukee. And I'm like, you don't sound like you're from Milwaukee. What part of Milwaukee are you from? And I'm like, what?
The West.
John Street. Yeah, the West. Yeah, like that right there, like that energy is already like, fuck, like you're already done. Like they don't, I already lost trust, right? But if I'm like, no, I'm from New Jersey, I buy properties around the country. I've been doing this for the last 6 years. Or if they're on my team has been doing this for the last 6 years. I always rely on Joey to run my numbers, so I know for a fact we can get this done for you. That's confidence right there. They're not going to worry about, oh my God, Joey's in Colombia? That's crazy. It's like, yeah, dude, I'm American. I live in Colombia. Cool. I moved out here. I'm living my dream. Thanks.
I feel like Colombia is a good conversation, like, expander as well. Like, if you were somewhere else in the world, you might get pushback, but I feel like it's like Colombia. Everyone knows that's like a fun place to be. So like, it's something to talk about. Does it ever get there?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of times where I'm like, I'm from Colombia. They're like, how are the women? And I'm like, beautiful. I've had some
I think
weird
it,
conversations, and then I've had some dope ones too.
That's
and I think it
funny.
depends on the way you frame it too, right? Like you make it sound like fun. Hey, I'm not based in Colombia because I could not be in the US or anything. It's because it's more of like my fun vacation style. And I think that's, and Colombia is sort of like a place where a lot of people want to go and have fun too, right? So you have like instant rapport building intuitions where you can like use this more to your advantage. Yeah. And I know
100%,
that's some
bro.
place where like Connor, even you're like planning on going to, right? I know that you have it somewhere in the bucket list this year. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be going to Colombia in May for Joey and Ross's and their event. So that's going to be cool. We could talk about that too.
Yeah, we def got to get into that event. It's going to be fucking dope. And I have some good announcements to drop too today.
Nice.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Okay, so Joey, okay, I think we really want to know more about the event actually, to be honest. So tell us a little bit more about the event so that our viewers and audience get to know about it as well.
Let's do it. So we're throwing an event basically May 15th to May 17th, technically starting May 14th because we're going to do like a dinner the first night. But we will be bringing everyone out here to Colombia. I've been trying to throw an event for the last year and never was able to make it happen yet because just planning purposes. I got called to a bunch of events last year in the States, so schedules did not align. This year it has. So basically, we are going to be doing 3 days where the first 2 days is going to be GA. Basically, the first day, the entire day is basically going to be in the event center. Speakers speaking on stage. We have Scott Morse coming out. We have Nick Perry coming out. We have Abdullah Ghaffar, I Hustle Bro, coming out. And a bunch of other speakers. My boy Danny McBrin, who's local here now to Columbia, he's going to be here speaking. He's fucking giant operation, used to run out of Arizona, and fucking mobile home king, beast, and fucking wholesale, the whole nine. So he's gonna be here, and a bunch of other good guys. We got my boy Oswaldo Galarza speaking. That's big in the Spanish community. 180 doors he owns, and then we have Ricardo Salguero that's going to be speaking. They own very close to 2,000 doors, huge syndicators, and they are just fucking beasts in the industry. That he lives over in Ecuador. So basically, first day is going to be speakers all day, tactical real estate, wholesaling, investing. That's going to be the main focus of day one. Connor doesn't know this yet, but day two now, what we're going to be doing is we are getting a giant mansion. And we are going to start the day. Connor knows this part. We're going to start the day with the hike in the morning. And as we've been figuring out logistics and everything, we were gonna end the day at the event center. Not doing that anymore. We are ending the day at a mansion for GA and VIP to come to, where we're gonna have a bunch of mindset speakers, social media people, people that basically have very big brands that have grown their brands, and people that are very big in mindset. Meaning we're going to go deep, guys. We're going to have some breakthroughs at this event. And like literally the point of the event, the theme of it is get the fuck out of your comfort zone. And that's exactly what's going to be happening. So we're doing a hike. There will be an exercise that is done at the top of the hike that will be for everyone to do. That's going to be, you guys will see, it's going to be a deep exercise, deep self-work. And then everyone goes home for a little bit, shower up, get your sweaty selves fucking feeling good after. And then we're going to meet at the finca, which is going to be up in the mountains overlooking the city. That'll start somewhere around 2 to 3 p.m. And speakers will be speaking there. We're ending the event with Michael Smoke, Higher Up Wellness, speaking. He's officially confirmed as of today. So he's going to probably speak for a little bit over an hour. He is a huge brand, huge mindset guy, huge communication guy, and he's going to be breaking down communication. So basically, if you guys have issues speaking, whether it's being a closer and literally good communication on the phones, or whether you're building your brand and you want to learn how to get better at actual communication with like doing what we're doing right now, that is the guy you guys need to follow and you guys need to hear. He's a fucking beast when it comes to this stuff. So he will be ending the basically event at the top of the finca, sun setting, fucking whole nine, because the side that the finca is going to be on is the opposite to where the sun sets. So just the views there are going to be immaculate. The content we're all going to get is going to be beautiful, and I know lives will be changed at this event. And then from there, last night will be a little networking event we'll be doing. You guys will see how that's going to go. It's going to be fucking sick. Not like any other networking event I think anyone's ever been to, because it will be very, very different from the way people normally do it. And then the last day will be a VIP mastermind at the mansion, where we are going to be going deep with everybody that is at that mastermind. It's not really going to be break down your business and this is how you scale. You guys are going to learn a lot of that on day one. It's going to be more like actual self work on the mastermind and really going deeper than we have the entire event. And there, I know people are going to have some breakthroughs, might do some cold plunging, might do some saunas, get a little crazy. And at the VIP mastermind, we'll have food there, the whole nine, and that will be at the mansion for day 3. So that's going to be the entire event. That's basically the itinerary of it. And yeah, like we have some of the best speakers. I'm confirming one last one tomorrow. That's going to be a big surprise to everybody. Y'all might not even know him. Huge brand, but not in the wholesaling space. He's scaled and ran many businesses, and he fucking so aligned to everything that we do with the mindset side, and it's going to be fucking dope to have him there. So meeting with him tomorrow, we'll get him confirmed. And yeah, dude, this is going to be probably the best wholesale event anyone's been to so far. And I'm fucking very fortunate, grateful, and excited to be fucking throwing this thing now.
Well, stoked. To be honest, I'm stoked that you guys are gonna have an amazing time. Wish I could be there, but apparently I have some travel stuff restrictions, which Connor knows. But yeah, more on to that later. So I think one of the things which has always been bugging me is one of the things which I want to know. Sorry, one of the things which I want to know the most is how did you come up with the persona, shirtless closer? Because I know this is something which I have not seen a lot in quite some time. It's just a decade event.
We got pants on, guys. We're good. We're good. So it's actually kind of funny. So I started doing live streams with my old mentor, Aaron Bevins, about 2 years ago. And basically, there was one day where I was super late. And like, guys, if you know me, I'm usually not late to fucking anything. Like, I hate being late. So just got out of the shower, literally like put my fucking pants on, whatever. I had my shirt over my shoulder because I was like, let me just get into the fucking live so I'm not too late. And like, we weren't live yet. He was just waiting for me to get there. I'm like, yo, I'll be right there. My bad. Hold on. Dude, he looks at me and he's like, you know, you're going live with your shirt off now, right? And I'm like, you're fucking crazy. No, I'm not. That's ridiculous. And he's like, no, you're going live with your shirt off. And I was like, all right, fuck it. Let's do it. So hit the live button, go live with my shirt off. And the first time I did it, it was super weird. People were commenting the whole nine. Then the next day that we did the live, because we were doing a live series at this point, 250K on market in 90 days. We made $0 during this challenge, guys. My first live challenge ever. I was on with my shirt on again, and people start commenting like, Joey, why is your shirt on? And then it kept happening in the comments. And I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. So I ended up taking it off again. And then I realized, I was like, hold on a second. I got into wholesaling because I used to have to wear a fucking suit to go meet with people. And like, if you guys know me, I'm a sweatpants and fucking baggy shirt kind of guy. Like, I don't care how I look like that. Typically, I'm not like all about style. I mean, now with my wife, she makes me wear cool clothes and shit. And I look like a little paisa sometimes out here in Medellin. But I just was never into wearing the suits. And I had to literally go meet my cousins in a fucking suit to try to sell them life insurance. And the pitch back then was like, not like, hey, I'm coming to meet you to talk about life insurance. It was like, let's just sit down and go over what we do. I'm not here to sell you anything, but I really am. And that feeling was so uncomfortable for me. And then on top of it, I used to have to commute from fucking New Jersey to Queens. First it was Long Island, New York, which is a 2.5-hour commute each way to sell life insurance. And guys, I was broke. Like, I didn't make any money doing this shit. And I used to have to commute in traffic, basically 2.5 hours a day each way. Found this industry, found fucking wholesaling, and realized I never have to fucking wear a suit again. And not only that, I never have to go to a property again. Like, I can do this shit from the comfort of my own home as long as I have a cell phone, a laptop, and some fucking Wi-Fi. So then we made the shirtless closer a fucking brand. And that was literally where it came from. Cause it's like, it doesn't matter what you look like. You can have tattoos, you could have your shirt off, you could be fucking, don't do it, but you be butt ass naked if you want. And they don't know because I'm on the phones, guys. You know what I mean? So it's like, you really can be fully free in this industry as long as you have the knowledge and the technology in front of you. So that's where the shirtless closer kind of came from. I'm not just some douchebag that thinks I'm jacked and fucking that's why I have my shirt off. I promise you guys. Still got to get rid of the flat tire at the bottom of the belly right now. But that's really where the brand came from. It's just realizing how free this business can truly make you.
Amazing, amazing. I think that's
Deon,
one
I'm
of the
gonna
things.
I'm gonna I'm gonna interrupt
Go ahead.
Deon. I
Go
when
ahead.
you said Joey, that you could be butt ass naked, I laughed really big, and there's a reason why. I have a vivid memory. We were in the Philippines. And guys, Philippines is hot as fuck. Like you're talking so hot. It's 2 a.m. in the Philippines, and I have only underwear on, and I get a call from a seller, and I'm like gasping for air because it's so hot. We're in this like hotel, and it was like I don't know why we couldn't have the AC on or something like that. But I was like laying on the bed, and Ali goes, "You're about to close the deal. I'm gonna freaking take a video of you." There's literally a video of me on the bed, underwear only, like just like chilling and locking up an ovation. It was so funny, but so true. You could do anything. I mean, you could. I'm sure like most people that are like making this internet money, they're probably in their underwear with just a shirt on while taking sales calls. You know what I mean? And like
And you could do it.
and you could do it, and you can make money,
Like,
and it's fun.
yeah, dude. And the funny thing is, I used to get fucking cold sweats when I would cold call. Like, actually, because like I would get so fucking anxious from it. So when I was sitting, first I was doing insurance in Boston, and I'd have to wear the suits, and I literally would have pit stains and fucking chest stains and everything because I was so nervous for making the calls. Then in the fucking call center, same shit. I'd be so fucking nervous. And now I'm on a stage with my fucking shirt off. And I also get cold sweats when I speak on stages, guys, because that shit's fucking scary. I spoke in front of almost 1,000 people in Spanish a couple months ago. Holy fuck, that was scary, guys. I was fucking shitting bricks up there, but we got it done, and I could do it with my shirt off, so ain't nobody knew I was sweating.
So now that it's gonna be your event, are you gonna be like shirtless the whole time, or
So I'm
what are you gonna
emceeing
be doing?
it. It's gonna get cold if I'm shirtless the entire time. I'm probably gonna have a shirt on for a good part of the event. But when I speak on the stage and I actually do my speech when I'm going up, 100%, there will be zero shirt on, and I'm working out every day to get rid of the flat tire so that when we're up there this time, we're looking big.
I think I think you can set up like a heater right next to the stage so that in case it gets a little bit chilly. But I would still say, you know what, you should go with the shirtless brand because that's exactly what we know you for. So, Connor, I know we are
100%.
almost towards the end. Anything which you want to maybe get into know more about the branding style, or maybe more about how Joey does his closings?
Yeah, I'm curious. I want everyone who's wholesaling to hear this. What does your team look like right now that you're in Colombia? You're also operating a bigger team than most do. What does that look like, and where are they also located?
Absolutely. So we have Dean in acquisitions right now. Only acquisition manager on the team. We are looking for more. So if anybody wants to come on, hit me up. Got to send a video and everything, but hit me up, guys. But Dean's in acquisitions, and we have JVs that come in. That's our entire acquisition strategy. Last year, we were about 80% JVs. I had no one but myself in acquisitions. So we have Dean in acquisitions. We have we have Alejandra. She is in Colombia, from Colombia. She's from Ibagué, lives in Medellin now. She's in seller transaction coordination. So basically, almost like customer service, where she is basically dealing with the seller at all times of the transaction once we have a contract. Then we have Adriana. She is basically in the middle of Priska. Priska is our actual transaction coordinator that handles with everything title. Adriana basically just does all of our admin work in between. She's almost like a marketing manager. When we get a deal, she sets up the investor lift listing. She sets up all of the marketing for the deal. Goes into closer control, sets up all the workflows for everything that has to get put in there. Gets that started, sets up the text, and then she does all the administrative work in between as well. Sets up our deal board, the whole nine. Then we have Priska, transaction coordination. She's been with us the longest out of the team. She's amazing. She's in San Antonio, Texas. Then we have Santiago. We'll go into Dispo first, and we'll go into Santi. We have Pluto, Lamar. Lamar is on dispositions. He's in San Antonio as well. We have Nico. He's from Argentina, lives in Chicago, and he's in Dispo as well. Nico just got on the team literally this week, about to sign his first deal, guys. And then we have Santiago. Santi is from Colombia. He is basically our operator at this point. He does everything operations. He is the glue that makes sure everything sticks together. So he does everything in between, make sure that everyone is doing what they need to be doing, and just oversees the entire operation of the business. And then there's me, CEO, and I'm basically just doing everything that anyone ever needs me. I do sales training, basically accountability, and just figuring out different marketing campaigns, figuring out different strategies to go into, and sometimes getting in the seat and fucking closing like you guys know I do. So that's the entire team, and it is all run through a Discord channel. That's how we manage everything. We also have a WhatsApp group chat. And to be on my team, you have to go to the gym before a morning meeting every single morning. We start at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, and you have to take a picture that you got that. I mean, not just the gym. Priska does jujitsu, she runs. We just need 30 minutes minimum of your heart pumping in the morning before you get on the phones. That's mandatory to be on my team.
That's fire.
I think that's like an amazing thing. I think that's one of the things about the Closer Control main CC core members, right? All of us, we are like hardcore into workouts. Like every evening, we all have like a workout Slack channel, workout and fun. You post your workout photos, you post what exactly you did, and and we do call some of them out too. So there are some of the guys who do slack a little bit, but yeah, we call them out. We make sure they get the stuff done. Now, one last question before we go to the fight chat round. I know you have. Is that from my side or? Oh no. Okay.
Oh, that's me. Hold on.
Oh yeah. So one last question. So I know you have like a big team handling different areas of the real estate acquisition side, disposition side. Now, where exactly does Closer Control fit in all of this? I know you've been one of the recent Closer Control clients, but please expand. Let us know a little bit more on that side.
Definitely. So Closer Control is obviously our CRM that we're using now. And they come in to make sure that we are fucking organized in every facet, and to make sure that our sales process is working the way it needs to be. So acquisitions wise, we use you guys obviously for the AI automation in terms of reaching out to the sellers, all the text campaigns, all the automations that's been built out, the personality types, which is fucking dope. Literally don't know anyone else in the industry that's doing that right now. And I don't think Connor knows how aligned I am with that system, because literally everyone on my team and every salesperson that's ever gone through me, my community, everything, I always recommend the book Surrounded by Idiots, which goes over the DISC system. One of the best books that I've ever read. And that was years ago, bro. And I'm very big into personality types. So that's where me and Connor align very much, without, I think, either of us realizing. And then in terms of TC, just keeping everything organized within the tasks, setting up all the workflows that we are setting up, having different pipelines for everything. And then on the dispo side, the real reason that I came to Closer Control was the dispo process that they built out. So guys, I don't think anyone understands. I have been trying to figure out the dispo process in the CRM. And that has been the biggest bottleneck that my business has faced for probably 6 years now. And Connor and the company has fully mastered that shit, and they've fully figured out a true dispo process that can be in the CRM, where you don't need dispo in fucking spreadsheets. So using the dispo process that they've done already, I'm seeing a huge difference in I don't even know how many walkthroughs this week, probably like 5-6 walkthroughs just this week. And that's from knowing where everything is in the fucking system. So just having that side of it, and then obviously the automations going out, the drips that we have, that's definitely changed the game. So that's where Closer Control comes into play. And I got to give you guys your flowers. The customer service that you guys have in terms of the communication, my biggest core value in my business is communication. Like literally number one. It's literally written in our fucking core values, where it says communication is the utmost important thing. And we have to communicate in real time, even when it makes us look bad. That is like one of my biggest principles I live by. And you guys fully do that. You guys listen to the requests we have. You guys are down to automate. It's not like, here's your blueprint. This is it. Deal with it kind of thing. This is our CRM. We know what we're doing and fucking you don't. You guys are willing to like let us customize it the way that we want it to be. And that's something that literally like it's been very hard to find that in the CRM space. And then on top of it, the calls you guys do more calls than anyone I know in terms of like actual customer support. And you need that with the CRM because things are always going to fuck up. I don't care how good you guys get at CRMs. Things are always going to fuck up. Things are always going to go wrong. And you guys are there in real time to fix it. And that is all anyone could ask as a business owner looking for who to work with, unless I was going to hire my own team and fucking do it ourselves. And whew, I did not want to do that, boys.
Thank you for the kind words. Yeah, we do work super hard, and you guys also make it super easy as to work with. Like, I think since day one you guys joined, I would say that was around 3 to 3.5 weeks ago. I believe your team has showed up to every single activation call, like every single one. Maybe it's not you; you're probably coming on like 60 to 70% of them, but someone on your team is on this activation call. And for the longest time, like when we first started the new like activation structure where we were doing 2 activation calls every single day, acquisitions, dispositions, there were some calls where no one would join. It would kind of be a breather for me. And I'm like, okay, cool. No one joined. It's kind of, I feel salty because I'm like, there's definitely people on the CRM that don't know how to use it the way that they should, but at least I get a breather. But ever since you and some of these other teams that have joined on, and it's probably because of Deon's onboarding as well, like telling you guys have to join, you have to join. I haven't had a no-show activation call in a super long time. And ever since you guys joined, your guys are always there. And I want to say this for all the clients out there, like Joey's team, they literally just joined 3 weeks ago, and they are seeing the results of teams that have joined 3 months ago. And it's because they join these activation calls. It's because they're willing to train and take only 30 minutes out of their day. Literally 30 minutes. That's what I spend within these activation calls, 30 minutes to train them on how to use the CRM. And I think your guys are like as good as some of the older clients and probably could get better at me if they keep joining. So thank you for making it easy on us.
100%. Yeah, no, it's mandatory they join, just so you guys know. And
Nice.
not only that,
Nice.
I missed one today that I literally didn't even realize I missed. And Dean texted me, and I'm like, fuck. But and usually I'm in my calendar at all times. But we had a webinar, and I think that's what happened. But all good.
All good.
I think this is like an amazing structure, at the same time, amazing framework we have with the team. So obviously, like even when it comes to like workout, physical fitness, all of those things, you maintain sort of structure in your company itself at the same time, the way you have to follow the schedules. So amazing. And thank you for the amazing feedback. We're definitely going to use that in our testimonials. Thank you so much for that, Joey.
Got you guys.
So I know we are almost towards the end of the session. So every time towards the end of the section, I host something called a fireside chat. So it's going to be just this or that question. You choose why you want to go with option A, option B, and just a small 1 or 2 sentences on why you want to do that. Okay. Let me know when you guys are ready. Give me a thumbs up, and then I'll take you to guys. Okay, let's go. So Joey, so welcome to the rapid fire round. So the first one, since you know how to control conversations, right? So would you rather go for confidence or control?
Confidence or control? That's a hard one, bro. Confidence or control? I'd say I'd rather go for confidence.
Okay. Just a quick sentence. Why?
Confidence, because I feel like confidence in turn might even drive control. But just basically, the more confident you are in the process, the more confident your seller is going to be in you, and that's what really is going to get you guys to close.
Amazing. Connor.
I'm going to 100% say confidence. Me and my brothers, we've been like rage baiting each other a lot recently. And we're like playing with each other. But sometimes like my brothers will be just confidently saying something that I truly believe is wrong. But because of the way that he's saying it, I'm like, all right, bro, you're right. 2 seconds later, bro, I've been rage baiting you. Like, that's not true. I think confidence is so influential. And influence is also control, kind of like what you're saying, Joey. Like they kind of align with each other. But if you're confident, you can pretty much move rooms and move the conversation the way that you need it to.
Amazing, amazing answer, boys. Next one, silence or persuasion?
Silence.
Okay, one two sentences. Why?
Silence, because silence is going to build more confidence than trying to justify something. Justification is trying to persuade. And I don't got to usually persuade anyone to do anything. I just got to shut up sometimes. And by me shutting up, that confidence is going to soar and that's going to get the close.
Connor.
Silence as well. Just along with what Joe was saying, like the close, I would also use silence when I was talking to sellers when they would just say something challenging. Like they would say, like, I'm trying to get out of this city. I would be silent. And then like a couple of seconds later, I'd be like, wait, do I not know anything about the city? Tell me what's going on. I want to know the insider information. And like that breaks ice and it makes them feel like, oh, wow, this guy's actually listening to me.
Nice. Now, this is something which I have a little bit tricky. So I know, Joey, this is slightly more. I mean, you can. I feel like you can choose either of that. Okay, logical close or emotional close.
Mm.
Hard one yet again. I'd say emotional close.
Okay,
Because it makes more money.
It's going to make more money. And people justify, what is it? People justify logic with emotion.
Mm.
Connor.
Interesting. I'd say emotional close, especially when it does make more money. I also think, I would also say like I'm not even on the real estate side again anymore, but like on like the CRM side when we're trying to sell these services and these AI to people, I actually see like the logical close, like those are the best clients. So.
Oh yeah, for your side, your
Yeah.
business, 1,000% logic over emotion for a fact. Yep. For real estate, 1,000% emotion versus a logic.
Yep.
On the acquisition side, dispo side, different fucking ballgame, logic.
So would you say B2B is more logic?
I think it's more logic 100%, especially for a service like yours. Because like for me, I logically had to make that decision, not emotionally. What happened emotionally. I was like, no, I can't do this. And then I had to go deep into the logic, and I'm like, wait, no, dude, this is why would I not do this? The logic is making sense for why I have to make the switch. And I had to take the emotions out of it to literally make the decision. That was like actually what made me, for me as a client, that's what made me make the decision. Because if I went with the emotions, the other CRM I was on was one of my boys, and I'm still boys with to this day. And that's what made it a harder decision. But now that I'm on it, logically, everything made way more sense. And that's why the decision had to get made. You had to take the emotions out of it.
Nice. We're almost towards the end. Now, your first offer, would you make it strong or a soft offer?
I'd say a soft offer. That's why I always do the soft range instead of just like I can be at 20K. No, I could be at 20 to 30 grand. That's more of a soft offer because they're not going to accept it anyways.
How far is that from? How far is your soft offer from your MAO? So if you're saying 20 to 30K, what is your actual max allowable offer?
Usually 40, 50, something in that range.
I'll try to be 20. Are you always 20K
try to be
south?
like, depends on the difference of numbers, right? So like if let's say I'm at 20 to 30K, right? Like that's because I probably got to be 40 to 50, probably 50 MAO. But if I'm in like the 300 range, right? Like I could probably be at fucking like 220, 230, like really go low because it's if you look at the percentage from 20K to 50K versus from 230 to 300, the percentage is a hell of a lot bigger when you get, or literally it's the exact same percentage, I think. So math is not working tonight, guys, but probably the same shit.
Like 60 to 70% of the MAO, and your MAO is like 60% of the ARV.
Exactly. But like when I'm at 50K, like what am I going to offer? 5 to 10K? You know what I mean? Like probably got to be at 20 to 30 on that one. And it's still going to sting, but it will sting a lot less than 5 to 10, unless I have to be at 20 to 30 then.
Yeah,
Connor?
I'd say the same thing. I'd say the same thing. Soft offer. Me and my brothers, we would. The purpose of the soft offer was for them to reject it. So we're going. I don't know if we were going as deep as you, Joey. I feel like you guys are going pretty deep. But we were making offers way lower than our MAO.
MAO means make absolutely nothing. So you probably
Mm,
should be lower than the MAO.
that's interesting. Make absolutely nothing. What is your MAO? If you're hitting MAO, how much are you making on the assignment?
20 grand now. 20
20 grand.
grand
Okay.
minimum. We used to do up to 10, and that was not the move. Not the move. So 20
Were
grand
you
now minimum.
just? It was just too slim, or were
Yeah,
they
we
all
were
just not selling?
10 grand could turn to 2 grand real quick, and now you have to go for a price reduction. Whereas 20 grand, you have enough room to really fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Yes. And the last question, one thing every closer must eliminate.
One thing every closer must eliminate. I got this. This is easy as fuck. Their ego.
Mm,
Their ego. We are all egotistical creatures, and I mean, Connor has an ego, I have an ego, Deon has an ego, guys. We all have it. But to get to peace, you're going to have way better results than when you have your ego out. And when your ego's out and it's elevated, you're not at peace. So the one of the guys that potentially might be the speaker that we're speaking with tomorrow, he was. I'll be really quick with this, but basically he was going over how, like, if he told you that Connor, you had to play me in golf, but someone was gonna die if you lose that game, you're gonna probably, like, you're gonna do the best you ever physically could do, but you're probably gonna fuck that game up because there's so much pressure on it, right?
fair.
Whereas if we had to play golf and it was just let's go play golf, and like there was no competition between us, like we really genuinely did not give a fuck at all, and you're at peace, you might have a really good fucking game. So when you get that ego dropped and you're coachable, you're open, you don't care about the outcome, that's when you could fucking flex on anybody and the skills genuinely come out. Your personality comes out, the true you comes out, the genuineness comes out, and then you could close at the highest ability.
Interesting.
Connor.
I like that. Um, I was too busy listening to you, Joey. I would say, I would honestly say the vices. I see like Alec. He doesn't have like too many vices, but I'm just using him as an example. The way that our calls have been booking recently in the past couple months, like this guy literally takes like 8 sales calls a day, and it's really difficult because these calls can go from 30 minutes all the way up to an hour and a half. And he's literally trying to give these people who don't know much about systems the greatest system. And sometimes they're not open to it. And when there's things outside of the workspace that are like engaging with him, it makes it really difficult for him to like really have a strong day. And we need him super focused. So what we do is we allow Alec to literally um, do sales calls, and then everything else it's peaceful. Like we don't show him any of the issues that are going on in the business. We don't show him much of the difficult things that are going on or the bugs that are having problems. And it's because we need to keep him peaceful. We need to keep him focused on these conversations. And I feel like if you're just distracted, or if you're getting, if you're smoking, or if you're drinking, or if you're doing anything like too much, I think in moderation it's okay, but anything too much, it's gonna hinder your sales.
Yeah, I can 1,000% agree with that because I don't drink anymore. I don't smoke anymore. That literally was smoking weed was the biggest vice I had to give up. But literally, bro, the way that the business has been going, the way my life has been going, my relationships, everything, yeah, getting away from all the vices, guys, and yet again, bringing it back to peace. finding true peace without needing other things to give you those dopamine hits, that will change your fucking life. That will change your business. That will change every aspect of what you guys are doing.
Amazing. Well, amazing, guys. I know we're almost here towards the end of the session. Joey, the shirtless closer, thank you so much for hopping on this call with us, sharing some amazing insights. And also, we're excited for the event. I know Connor would be there, but maybe for the next one, I'll try hopping on. Well,
Let's
thank you
get
so
it,
much,
Deon.
guys. Let's get it. Connor, please end the show for us.
Yeah, I'll let Joey do his outro, and then I'll just finish up on the back.
Sure.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you guys getting me up here today. This was fucking dope. Honestly, chose the best topic for me to talk about because this is one of my favorite things to get into on this side of the sales. So appreciate you guys having me. And if anyone ever needs any help in terms of wholesaling, I got a community. Always here to help you guys. Always here to make sure that you actually have the right sales process in place, coaching in place, and more importantly, mindset in place because it's 80-20 on mindset. So if you guys ever need help with any of this shit, hit me up. I'm always here to help you guys. And yet again, thank you guys for having me today.
How do they find your event as well? What is the name of the event and when?
It is the Wholesaling Collective Medellin. Find either me, I'm Connor. I'm going to be getting you guys your stuff to put out for it too soon. But either hit me up in the DMs, Shirtless Closer on Instagram, best place to reach me. And I have the Eventbrite link for it. And I'll send you guys tickets, everything you guys need to get signed up for the event and get your guys' asses out to Colombia and get the fuck out your comfort zones.
Let's go. Yeah, and guys, besides the guys that Joey already mentioned, who's going to be speaking and hosting and helping them out over there, I know a lot of other cats who are doing deals and they've been texting me like, hey, are you going to this event? Are you going to this event? I heard you might be there. And there's going to be some really good players in the room that are just experiencing it like we're going to be experiencing it. So it's going to be a huge opportunity. It's also in Colombia. I've never been to South America. I'm super excited to be introduced to it through your guys' eyes. So thank you as well for hosting it. But guys, every single Thursday, 4 p.m. PST, 7 p.m. EST, we have this call, we have this live, and you guys can entrust in us that these are going to continue happening and it's going to be completely valuable. Guys, if this helped you, please rewatch it, take notes. Hopefully it's saved to one of our accounts. Maybe we post it on social media, but also send it to a friend if you have it as well. Send it to them. I'm sure they can get value from it. Joey, Deon, thank you very much. Appreciate you guys for listening. God bless. Have a good night.
Peace out, y'all.